Attention passionate Buffalo, BILLSFANS. Latest news, something big is happening in the AFC East and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Buffalo Bills' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Buffalo Bills fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and Buffalo BILLSFANS. Let's get to the news now, folks. If you've been paying any attention to the AFC East lately, you know things are heating up. The Bills are making moves that could reshape the entire division and set them up for a serious shot at contending for another Super Bowl. And no, this isn't just about a couple of trades or some minor roster tweaks. We're talking about a strategic shift, a calculated move that could elevate Buffalo to a new level, especially when it comes to their offensive weapons and overall team chemistry. The latest whispers from league sources, echoing what Adam Schefter has been hinting at, point to a blockbuster trade that could be a real game-changer. The Bills are reportedly close to bringing in Jacoby Myers from the Las Vegas Raiders, and it's not just a simple swap. This move involves a third-round pick in 2026, and it's coupled with the internal decision to send out Khalil Shakir, a promising young receiver who's been developing nicely. So what does this mean for Buffalo? First, it's about upgrading their passing game. Myers, undrafted out of NC State in 2019, has been quietly building a very impressive profile. He's not just a slot guy. He's a reliable, versatile receiver who can thrive in multiple situations. His PFF receiving grade for 2025 is already looking top 20 in the league, with 26 receptions, over 300 yards and 3 touchdowns. What really stands out is his efficiency, averaging around 12 yards per reception and boasting an elite EPA per target, which means he's not just catching passes. He's gaining significant yardage and helping quarterbacks like Josh Allen extend drives. Myers also excels in contested catches, around 50% of his targets, making him a favorite in tight spots, especially in the red zone where he has a 25% touchdown rate. His YAC, or yards after catch, is top tier, with 6.2 yards per reception, meaning he's not just catching passes, he's turning them into explosive plays. All these stats point to a receiver who can be a true difference maker, especially in high-pressure situations. And that's exactly what the Bills need after losing some of their options due to injuries or inconsistency. Josh Palmer, their primary deep threat, is week to week with a shoulder injury, and Curtis Samuel, another versatile weapon, is sidelined with a groin injury. The team has dealt with a staggering 19 players on the injury report, including limited cornerbacks trying to hold the secondary together. So, bringing in Myers makes a lot of sense, especially considering his chemistry with Allen and his ability to produce in critical moments. Imagine Myers running routes in the slot, creating mismatches against linebackers and safeties, and helping Allen move the ball more effectively, especially in those red zone situations where every point counts. His projected numbers for the rest of the season are impressive, around 0 yards and 8 touchdowns, which could push Buffalo's passing yard per game from around 240 to nearly 280. That's a massive boost, and it's exactly what the Bills need to stay ahead in this competitive AFC. Now let's talk about the flip side. What are the Raiders doing? Well, they're in a bit of a rebuild mode. With a 2-4 record and coming off a game where Minshew struggled, the Raiders are clearly sellers at this point. They're looking to free up cap space, about $8 million, so they can bolster their offensive line and set up for future drafts. The move to trade Myers for a third-round pick is part of that strategy. But it's also about clearing space to develop young players and perhaps prepare for a future quarterback competition or a rebuild. The Raiders are a team with some talent, especially on defense, with Max Crosby leading the pass rush. But their offensive line has been a weak point, surrendering a league-worst 31 sacks, which ranks 30th in the NFL. That kind of pressure makes it hard for anyone to succeed, and it's likely part of why they're willing to part with a talented receiver like Myers. For Buffalo, this is a strategic move that fits perfectly into their playoff and Super Bowl aspirations. Myers isn't just a stopgap. He's a player who can elevate the Bills' offense immediately. His chemistry with Allen, combined with his ability to make plays in the slot, makes him a perfect fit for the team's offensive scheme. Since arriving in Buffalo, the Bills have been trying to find consistency in their passing game, and Myers' addition could be the catalyst that unlocks even more explosive plays. His route efficiency, combined with his ability to win contested catches and gain yards after the catch, aligns perfectly with what the Bills need to push past the Jets, Dolphins, and other AFC contenders. The Bills already have a star in Stefon Diggs, but with Meyers now in the fold, they're adding a reliable secondary target who can take some pressure off Diggs and open up the field for multiple options. And let's not forget what this does for the team's overall offensive efficiency. The Bills' PFF offensive grade is already impressive, around 86. But with Meyers, that number could jump closer to 92 or even higher. His presence on the field will help Allen improve his QBR, especially in critical moments, and could lead to more sustained drives, more points, and ultimately more wins. It's not just about individual stats, it's about the team's ability to execute in clutch situations. Meyers' red zone efficiency, which is projected to go from 60% to around 75%, will be crucial in tight games, especially against division rivals like the Jets and Dolphins, who are known for their tough defenses and aggressive front sevens. This move also signals a shift in Buffalo's approach. They're clearly positioning themselves as serious contenders once again, not just fighting for a playoff spot, but aiming for a deep run. Their defense remains solid, with a capable secondary and a fierce pass rush led by guys like Von Miller when healthy. But now, with Meyers adding that spark in the passing game, the offense becomes even more dangerous. The combination of Allen's arm, Diggs' playmaking ability, and Meyers' clutch catches could be the key to unlocking that next level. It's reminiscent of some of the great Bills' offenses of the past, but with a modern twist, more explosive, more versatile, more unpredictable. Looking ahead, the implications are massive. Odds for the Bills to win the Super Bowl have already shifted favorably. They've gone from plus 1,500 to plus 700 in some betting markets. That's a huge jump, and it reflects the confidence that this roster upgrade brings. Their chances in the AFC have also improved, with the odds moving from plus 150 to become clear favorites at plus 100 or better. Meyers could be the X factor in the playoffs, especially in cold weather games at Highmark Stadium or in rematches against tough opponents like the Chiefs. His ability to produce in tight coverage, especially against man coverage that many teams employ in key moments, will be vital. Plus, with the Bills now projecting an increased red zone efficiency and more explosive plays, their overall win probability in critical playoff matchups is looking even better. In terms of the division, this trade could be a game changer. The Jets have their issues, and even the Dolphins, with their high-powered offense, could struggle more against a Bills team that's now more dynamic on offense. The AFC East has always been one of the most competitive divisions in football, but with Buffalo making these strategic moves, it's clear they're positioning themselves as the team to beat once again. The Patriots might be rebuilding, and the Jets are still trying to find consistency, but the Bills are stacking the deck in their favor. They're not just trying to compete, they're aiming to dominate. And finally, from a broader perspective, this trade and the strategic moves surrounding it show how the Bills are thinking long-term. They're not just chasing a fleeting playoff appearance, they're building a roster that can sustain success for years to come. Bringing in Meyers, who is still relatively young and ascending, aligns with that vision. Their coaching staff, led by head coach Sean McDermott, will now have more options to unleash a versatile, unpredictable offense that can adapt to any opponent. The goal is clear: push for another Super Bowl appearance, and with these kinds of moves, they're setting themselves up to do just that. It's an exciting time for Bills fans, and the NFL landscape is paying close attention to what Buffalo is doing. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YOUTUBE algorithm to keep recommending the latest Buffalo Bills news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. And now, Buffalo Bills fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this bold move? Do you think Meyers will be the missing piece that takes this team to the Super Bowl? How do you see him fitting into the offense alongside Diggs and Allen? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion really matters to us, and it definitely matters to the Bills. Remember, this is just the beginning. I'll be back soon with more updates, more analysis, and more breaking news about your Buffalo Bills, so stay tuned and keep that passion alive. Because at the end of the day, it's all about this incredible fan base and this incredible team pushing forward toward greatness.